All right, in this video, we're going to talk about the biggest problem facing the construction industry. I think this is going to surprise you. Some of you, it's going to make angry, and the rest of you, I hope you agree eventually. So if you don't agree with me at first, please meditate, go to your mountain, pray about it, whatever you want. And for the rest of you that are angry, please don't leave a nasty comment. Just come to my house and slash my tires on my truck. But this is a great concept, and this is going to be a bit provocative, so you're going to want to stick around. So what is the biggest problem facing the construction industry today? In this video, you're going to learn that it's not the people. We cannot blame the people. That's just not a thing. And so we're going to show you what it actually is. And you'll even see it. And so calm, easy. Why are you so mad, bro? Or sis, wait, calm down. We're going to see why it's partly your fault. Okay, hold on. No. I didn't mean it that bad. Hold on. It's my fault too. So we're going to show you that. I think this is going to be interesting for you. And I'm also going to talk about the mind shift that we need to have in order to fix this problem once and for all. All right, so what's the problem? Our industry disrespects and marginalizes people. I can't say that with enough fervor. We treat people in construction like slaves. We treat people in construction like they're non-human. We treat people in construction like they're animals. I heard somebody the other day say, we expect 100% from our trades, from our workers, from our foremen, and we give them 1% in the facilities that we provide, in the environment that they're a part of, and the training that we've given them. So we expect 100%, but we give them, actually it's not even 1%, we give them minus 1%. We don't even care to give them 3%, minus 3%. We only give them minus 1%. We marginalize and disrespect people. And so you're probably right now, you're like, okay, all right, Jason's my favorite, but I don't know if I'm on board. Let me prove it to you. I can prove this point in one word: bathrooms. Would your CEO use those bathrooms the way they are now on your project or in the industry in general? Would you put your wife in that bathroom? Yes or no? Would you put your grandma in that bathroom? Yes or no? Would you put your little baby girl in that bathroom to go to the restroom and trust that she could navigate how to get that done? Would you? Yes or no? If the answer is no, that proves my point. We disrespect and we treat people less than human. Animals do not show up with training. Animals do not show up and do a good job. Animals do not want to stay in construction. Animals will not do these things that we want them to do. So if we want human beings to stay in construction, we are going to have to start treating people like human beings. So let me just be clear. When I hear, and I love you, we're going to be mad at me. So all of you that are not ready for that, pause and come back to me later. All of you out there that are saying the problem in the industry is a labor shortage, the problem in the industry is an untrained labor force, or the problem in the industry is that we can't get materials on time, I love you. God loves you and your mom loves you, and that's categorically untrue. That is not the case at all. It will never be the case. That is not true. The problem is we have been abusing and disrespecting people for so long that they now get the point. And the other thing I want to say, and I realized this just the other day, we have always had material delays in construction. I read a book called Calumet K, which is talking about a builder. The storyline is about a builder 100 years ago, talking about material supply chain interruptions and labor problems. We don't have anything new. Just because COVID-19 in 2020 happened doesn't mean we're experiencing anything new. These things have always happened. We have a labor shortage and a problem because we don't fundamentally respect people. And so this has a number of levels on it. Not only because we do this, can we not get people to stay. For every one person that joins construction, 5 leave. That is staggering. That is that is shocking. The numbers range from 500,000 to somewhere around 1.5 million workers are needed minimum just for the basic construction needed for upgrades, for renovations, and for infrastructure over the next 10, 20, 30 years. This is a problem. So an absolute huge catastrophic problem. So not only is that disrespect incentivizing, along with parents telling kids 10, 20 years ago to only go to college and that you can't go do actually go to a trade student and do work. The other problem is that a disrespect for people and crews and foremen and trades and trade partners and vendors, it has a direct correlation to not finishing projects on time, which compounds the problem, which makes it to where we trade stack and trade burden and we crash land projects, which makes people's lives miserable, which means people don't go home on time, which compounds the problem and disrespects workers further, and it's a vicious cycle. It's a part of a feedback loop that really is taking down our projects and our ability to finish on time. And so let me say this. The systems that we use are perfectly designed to get the results that we're getting. The culture that we have, the scheduling systems that we use, the way we write contracts are perfectly designed to disrespect people and to get the results that we're getting. And I want to make a statement that is 100%. You need to go think about it, meditate, go to the mountain, pray about it, whatever. Ask your mentor. I believe this is true. Our projects are finishing in spite of our culture, our treatment of the workforce, and our systems. Our workforce, our projects, they are finishing our projects in spite of us. So when we're like, oh yeah, it's the workforce and it's the supply chain and it's blah, blah, blah. And yeah, we're just barely scraping by. No, they're barely scraping by. And in spite of us. And we have to figure this out now. And so I want to take you back to a concept. Let me just say this categorically, like 100% this is true. People are first, employees are first, not customers. I see core values, mission statements, company culture, slide decks, and belief systems and business systems that will tell you the customer is first. That is what has gotten us in trouble in construction. 100%. A customer says, I want you to finish 2 months early. Well, let's go ahead and just run all the workers and foremen into the ground. Okay, well, we have delays. Who's going to pay for that? Let's just run the workers and foremen into the ground. Well, we don't have budget for toilets. Well, what should we do? Well, let's just have them not use toilet paper and not have a place to wash their hands. The workers and foremen can pay for it. The problem that we have in construction is we have ignored and disrespected the resources for so long that now we cannot deliver to the customers. So once again, Elevate Construction, Lean Takt, the great companies, Virgin Airlines, right? They have the proper understanding. Employees first, customers second, because you cannot deliver to a customer unless you have people with the capability and capacity to do so. And so in our industry, the only way we're going to make a change, and I'll just give you some specifics right now, is when workers and foremen have the right tools and equipment, when they have the right clean, safe, and organized project sites, when they are respected with bathrooms and lunchrooms and huddles and communication systems and valued for who they are. It's not going to change until owners and contractors and the industry in general starts to get back to fundamental training. It's not going to get better until we respect those people, those wonderful human beings with wives and husbands and sons and daughters, just as much as we do ourselves. And when we start to do this, when we fix this fundamental problem, that's when people can be enticed to come back. That's when people can be invited into trade schools. That's when people can be invited to do their best work. That's when people will do their best work. That's when we'll start finishing on time. That's when, because we have the right systems, naturally we'll start to have systems that finish on time. And that's when our industry as a whole will stop counteracting the positive influence of the hard work of the men and women who serve this industry. And so it is not a labor shortage problem. It is not an untrained labor problem. It is not a supply chain problem. It is a culture of disrespect problem. And the way we can fix it tomorrow is to really think about and learn to love. Not only should leadership teams and owners of companies get connected to their workers in the field, talk to them, ask them about their lives, provide what they need, form a real relationship, and actually understand what's happening in the field, but to really develop a fundamental respect for who they are. And once that paired with action actually changes circumstances, then you will have a trained workforce. Then you will have a workforce in general. Then you will have vendors and suppliers that can actually supply our projects on time. Then you will have project teams that, even if it didn't happen that way, could still finish projects on time because they have the education to know how to do so. And so how we treat our workers is a direct reflection on how well we do in our industry, and it is the number one problem. And to prove my point, when was the last time you or your colleagues told your children, you've got to come into the trades, you've got to start out as a laborer, you've got to go to a trade school, it is the best? Why? Because we know that our sons and daughters will be sent out into a disrespectful environment and that we don't want them to be a part of. So the day when we say to our kids in construction, you got to start out, you got to start as a laborer, I got it, you got to go to this trade, you got to come out and work with me in the summers, this is the best, this is where you belong. Until we can say that, we do not have an environment welcoming enough to fix any of these problems. And so we focus too long on providing without focusing well enough on how we're providing it. And so we need to take this more seriously. Well, this is a serious profession. In fact, I don't think we take ourselves seriously enough. We're no different than doctors and lawyers and engineers. We're just as professional, just as skilled, just as smart, and we have an industry that now needs to rise to that same level of professionalism and respect. So this is not a lecture, this is a rally cry. We'd better start today to fix the respect in the environment, and then tomorrow we can fix recruiting, and then after that we can fix training, and after that we can fix the rest of our processes. But it will never happen until we start to respect the people in this industry. So what can we do tomorrow? We can begin to respect our people and create an environment that we would be proud to send our wives and husbands into, our children to, our mothers and fathers and grandparents into, an environment that we would be proud to tour our CEO through, and an environment where you could, with a straight face, invite your children to enter into, and an environment that you could sell without any lack of sincerity. When we do that, we will fix the number one problem in construction, which is a fundamental disrespect for people. So in the description below, we have a list. It's called the Contract with the Construction Industry. It's the specific things that we will have to do to turn this industry around and really change it to where it's the environment where we can invite the next generation of workers. Please download it. Please study it. Please communicate it. And please see if you're ready to sign on the dotted line and make that commitment to make our industry a better place. Now remember this, if people are going in the wrong direction, they don't need motivation to speed them up. They need education to turn them around. In our industry, we need education about respect and caring of people to turn us around before we can fix anything. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope some of you are really connected. I hope some of you are fired up, and I hope some of you are a little bit mad at me because this has been a tough subject, but together we'll figure it out. On we go.